And now it's time for
Coffee Talk,
where Ash C. and
Brittany
get to
spill the tea.
Thanks to
EFB
Electric Fountain Brewing. Thank you so much for allowing us to come to the table and talk. A lot of times we talk about things that were going on in the city council, right? Things that have been in the news.
Yeah, I think we should pass on in the news today.
Yeah, me too.
I was, debating, talking about the contentiousness of that at 36 and State, but the chapter is closed, and I think everyone we need to move on.
Yeah.
But before I do that, I do want to talk about the semantics behind that. So throughout the story, we did have some people say some things to our very hardworking reporter on the subject matter. And one of them that stood out to me was the fact that they were saying, like, this wasn't an expansion. For anyone that didn't know what we're talking about, it's the 36 and State.
Ron Snyder Auto.
Along with the neighbor, it was just contentious. They were not feuding, as they've said over and over to Muddy River.
They're not feuding, but Ron Snyder Auto wanted to expand their lot.
Yeah, but so this is the thing that I wanted to get into. They kept saying it's not an expansion. And it wasn't they that said it, like some supporters were saying, hey, but that's not an expansion.
Oh.
And like at this point, that's semantics. What were they doing to to the asphalt?
If they didn't have it before and they want to have it now, that's an expansion.
And they're like,
right?
no, but they already own it. They're not expanding.
But they weren't utilizing it before, so they want to expand their reach. How's that for semantics?
Yeah, I mean,
They want to expand their eminent domain.
I just wanted to be like, well, what are they doing to the concrete then, bro?
Yeah. Yeah. But this is normal. Everybody finds their camp, and then they argue whatever point helps them win their argument. And that's literally for everything.
Yeah.
And I think it's worse in small towns because if I don't like you and you're supporting this, a lot of the times they're just going to be the antithesis of that just because you're the one supporting it.
The one thing,
right?
Yeah. But like out of this, what the viewer or reader or anybody should support is the fact that we have locally owned news where a reporter is covering this story.
Very well, too, I might add.
Yeah, up to where the details like that are getting nitpicked.
Right.
So instead of, complaining so much and taking your camp, like you said, maybe take it back and just appreciate the fact that you have this information presented right on your phone. You don't have to go to the meetings and check it out yourself.
Right, and unlike us, when Michelle's doing reporting, she's not just spitting her opinion.
Yeah.
We may, but...
Again, I'm going to hold my opinion on the whole matter, chapter closed.
Yeah, that's right. I am like, it does no good. They did table it originally, but the rules there are obviously different than what people understand as well. It doesn't mean that it's off the table. It just means that they're putting a pin in it, right? As corporations like to say, they're going to circle back to this, which they did, and now it's done. And I know that happens on other issues, which there have been a few of in the recent past, which we won't get in those as well, because a lot of the times we do spit our opinion on things.
I know. And then
some of these things are really important, and I don't want to be the one to screw it up.
Yeah.
Right?
I was just scrolling through Facebook, and you know that if you grew up in Quincy, Illinois page, somebody mentioned something about roller country, and they're like, what happened to that roller country? And I wanted so bad to comment and say, it's a gun range now.
Yeah.
But because...
Trap shooting range.
But because of, I guess, I'm like, no,
we don't need to stir the pot.
Shouldn't do that even under, my personal...
Yeah.
But still, I thought it was funny.
It is pretty funny. I mean, yeah, we can all find something to be upset about. Can I tell you what I was upset about?
Sure.
Okay. My youngest daughter just graduated 5th grade. Yeah, that's why I'm upset, guys. And you can call it trivial, and people say it's just 5th grade, including my niece, Tatum. But it is just 5th grade. But for us, I mean, it's huge because that means that they're going to big junior high. Yeah. And for me, that was such a big step towards adulthood because you're immediately kind of thrusted into this world where you feel like you have to be more adult.
Yeah.
Right? So I mourned for a little bit, still kind of am if I'm being honest, but I think that it's just part of parenthood when you're going through these things. And I probably should have known that these things were going to make me emotional because I had pretty big postpartum depression. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still have like heightened emotions when it comes to like things that maybe others don't
Yeah,
feel
I'm like
important?
trying right now. I'm like, I'm trying to just hold it in
Yeah.
too, because mine, and I feel like it's still sometimes there.
Yeah.
Like the guilt of having had it and then not providing the
Yeah.
the happy,
The nurturing, the
The-
love.
yeah.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm sometimes like that too. Like it was almost like I was never destined to be that nurturing, doting, which I think the universe served me with a very independent, smart. I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't deserve all those things.
Yeah.
Like we mesh well.
Sure.
And
But maybe the way that you parented, because I feel like I did the same thing. I'm not a maternal nurturer by nature. I mean, I just don't think I am. I think some people maybe are better at
that's
it.
probably why our girls are pretty independent.
That's why I'm thinking, like, what came first, right? I think
Yeah.
the way that we reared them to be pretty independent and, sassy and headstrong is...
But I do think the universe plays a part in that too.
I
always do
I
think
do, yeah.
That we have these souls and they came together and they were matched.
Yeah.
My daughter is graduating the junior high.
Oh, yeah,
Going
I
from
am
junior
about
high
to
high
cry
school.
doing that.
Yeah.
See?
And she just recently said, most junior high students, you'll ask them, like as they progress, which nothing against junior high. I love, I love Quincy Junior High, but it's a mess. And
Yeah.
even the students, I think, see it at times, and they're like, we can't wait to get out.
Yeah.
But now the time has come, and she actually misses the last day of school because she's headed to state for track. So it's all kinds of things. And as we get ready to leave here today, I'm headed to Dr. Seaver's office
Yeah.
because she's getting her braces off. So all kinds of milestones.
Oh, that just gave me goosebumps.
And yeah, I still feel like I don't know as a mom sometimes how I'm dealing with them.
Yeah.
It's almost like I try not getting too emotional.
Sure.
Because then I'm going to cry and then
Denial.
you're going to cry.
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely denying all of what you just said right now because it's such an outward show of how quickly this stuff.
It happens
I
so
remember
fast and everything's happening all at once too.
baby Mela, right? So it's like it just happens so quickly, but then it's almost like denial. You have to just kind of force it out and be like, oh, well, I'm just going to appreciate the moments I have. But I don't know. I'm sure every parent knows what we're going through on a different level, but it is such a holy crap, time is fleeting. It is a thief. We should be lucky. We should feel lucky that we're still here and we get to see these things, and which I do. It's just like, man, if it could slow down for just, a little bit, that would be awesome.
Those feelings, though, of feeling like you're not feeling the right feeling is
Yeah.
something that kind of what brought this discussion up, I think, too, is you'll see a little later today on the Daily Muddy, your guest, we're talking a little bit about postpartum and
perinatal, all of the mental health kind of struggles that go along with those. It's real, it's out there, it's more prevalent than I think people realize. I mean, so when we're talking about it, I think we're still in postpartum depression.
yeah, I know.
Because I just don't think it ever goes away because it's like one phase or a season after another that you're grappling with the next chapter while still trying to come to terms with the last one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And every chapter has its own challenges, but it also has its own beauty, and you're trying to like enjoy all of it at the same time. It's damn near impossible, so touche, universe.
Yeah.
Right?
Something else we should appreciate is, so we're kicking off summer break right now, and as we're talking about like our girls are graduating school and stuff like that, I'm not trying to doom and gloom, but I want you to think about this.
You can't doom and gloom me, dude. I got a kid who's getting ready to turn 16. I'm already like,
what if there's no school to go back to? I'm not trying to like put the what ifs out there, but the reality behind the fact of the teacher crisis, which I don't want to get too big into it right now.
It's a whole nother thing, but yeah.
Elementary
absolutely.
school level, I'm not going to name which one because I'm not trying to like, point at
We're not stirring the pot.
administration, but at one of our 5 elementary schools, they're losing like 11 teachers, 9 of which I think are just leaving the profession altogether.
Yeah.
And that says something. Also, like I'm pretty sure my daughter went her entire junior high getting her geometry online, like without
I saw that.
a teacher. And it's just going to keep
Shoot
going
me
this
now.
way if our the teaching crisis isn't addressed, which I don't want to get into that because that's also, I get it. Like, my husband's a teacher, and you're going to say, of course she wants, but it's not that. I want my child to have a school to go back to.
I mean, here's the thing. I did not become a teacher for a reason because I can't teach. And trying to sit down and teach my kids geometry because they're going through online ain't happening. So we got to get our together.
I kind of wonder, though, like, where is this the line where the AI comes into play?
Interesting. I will say this. I know that we've all become too comfortable with things, and whatever side you're on, if you're too comfortable with teachers putting up with crap that they shouldn't have to put up with, or teachers, got too comfortable with doing things, or the school admins got, or the system as a whole got too comfortable with taking for granted a process that was probably damned to start.
Yeah.
Right?
Is this where AI
Is this where it comes in? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it might be a good thing. It might be the answer. I know, like, once you dip into it, you're taking all the love and the good things that we're talking about with leaving a school and education, that community. You're taking that away when you take away the personableness of having a teacher. But when there are no teachers to have, it's like where, I don't know, maybe this is the crux of it.
I think we need to probably take a step back because I know you have used AI. It's not sophisticated enough yet to teach kids because if that happens, our future is screwed.
Oh, I think it's happening.
Yeah.
I think, no, like you just said, it's not. I think the technology is already available. And
it's there. It's just not. It's not developed enough to teach. Because it's taking everything that's online, including dumbasses who don't know geometry, and it's putting it all together and spitting it back out. There's not really like that. There's not the sentient, which obviously we know that, but there's not. It's learning
available yet. I think the government. I think people studying this really do have like the technology where every student is going to have an AI assistant that grows with them.
So
and
rather than invest in the people part, they're going to invest in the AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say you're far off. I just don't. I don't like that idea.
Well, the Denman teachers are still getting paid, so
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But hey, we got to stir it because listen, that's what we do here. We talk about things that other people don't want to talk about most of the time.
So this is kickoff to summer. Maybe it's the forever summer. I don't know. I bet you there's some teachers listening to this. Like,
well, okay, so here's what, I'm not going to speak it into existence because I really, really believe that when you start saying something, the more you say it, it can start manifesting, or it does.
Oh, I didn't just make that happen.
I know you're not, but I refuse to say it out loud. Here's what I will say out loud. During like the COVID things, and again, I don't want to bring on another thing like that, but I actually enjoyed having my kids home. So not saying that they'll be any smarter or better off, but I will enjoy having them home because, as I said, time is a thief and it's fleeting. And if I can have them home, then I will. But that being said, like I mentioned, Claire's about ready to get her license, so she won't be home anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. But I'll tell you, I hope if AI is going to teach my kid that it's smarter than when I tried to use it this morning because Lord help us all.
Well, on that note, since AI is, we found the good in that, maybe, the future good in that, my Good News Brews is the good in the Facebook. I like calling it the Facebook.
The Book of Faces.
I noticed that you made a post recently about a graduate losing their tassel.
Their tassel, yeah.
Man, I lost my tassel so many times in my messy room. But
Luke said he lost his diploma. I was like, can you get that back?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
And do you need it anymore? Nobody ever really asked you to see it.
Can I see your diploma before we do this?
Can you prove it?
But so tell me, how did you get connected?
Okay, so I was leaving Blessing. I was visiting a friend. Nothing bad, we'll say that. But and I was leaving and I saw this red and white graduation tassel, and I was thinking, oh, I hope that's not a brand new one, because what a bummer. That just, they're just now graduating. And it was a 2026, and I was like, oh my God, that's something I would have done. And my parents would have been furious, because I think now you have to pay for those.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So it's laying there on the ground, and I'm like, I asked my friend Afton, what I should do. Should I turn it into blessing? I decided to take it with me and just post it on Facebook. One of the few things Facebook is amazing at is connecting the dots between people who don't know each other.
Yeah.
So I put it out there. I shared it on What's Happening. Somebody immediately was like, oh, I think I know whose this is, and connected me to the parents of the boy who lost it. And they came by and grabbed it from my mailbox, all within a span of an hour. Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
So Facebook, thank you for being the
Good
connector.
for something.
Yeah, good for something. The connector of dots between people who may or may not know each other. There are good things happening, but there's also, there's also a lot of other things happening on Facebook too, which we won't get into because that's our Good News Brews.
Yeah.
Right?
Which ends
this episode of
Coffee Talk.
Thanks for listening. Thank you, EFB. We'll catch you next time.